In this lecture, we'll talk a little bit about motivation. What motivates people? Why do they do the job they need to do? How they feel about doing a job that someone asked them to do? Why do they deliver on time with good quality? Motivation is an important part of a leader. Leader has to motivate people, not just build a team, but motivate team as well as individuals. How do you do that? General belief is that if you pay somebody more money, they'll get motivated. If you give them better title, they'll get motivated. If you pat them in the back, they'll get motivated. Lot of research has been done on motivation. People have different motivations at different times. Young people have one motivation, older people have another motivation. Sometimes you find that motivations change as to where you are in your life cycle, in your economic status, in your social status. We all come from different backgrounds: race, religion, financial capabilities, education, health, and we all get motivated with different needs. So let's talk about how motivation is seen by professionals. Maslow was an American-born psychologist, researcher, and educator who practiced during the middle third of 20th century. Maslow created now very famous hierarchy of needs based on his observations that some needs take precedence over others. So let's look at Maslow's need for motivating. All of us first need food, shelter, clothing, comfort, and self-preservation. We need to worry about our health, medicine, food, day-to-day needs. These are very fundamental needs for any human being. If those needs are not met, you can't think beyond day-to-day challenges. A lot of people spend their life making living. In this world, large number of people are very poor. Only handful of people are so rich that they don't need to worry about day-to-day survival. Even in most affluent nation like America, there are so many people who need to spend long hours worrying about food, shelter, clothing, and comfort. You got to pay your bills. You got to get the machine going. You got to put your children through school. These group of people get motivated only to meet their basic needs. And they in turn definitely get affected with little increase in salary, little pat in the back, little comfort. Then comes safety. Once your basic needs are met, security needs become important. Now you want to avoid risk because you don't want to lose what you have. You don't want to lose your job because then you won't have food on the table. You don't want to harm. You don't want any pain because your basic needs are met. Now you want security and safety needs. Then comes social needs. Now that you are comfortable, your basic minimum needs, you are secured, you need companionship. You need to be part of the community. You need acceptance in your community. You need love, affection, family, friends, because that really motivates you. Now you know that you can feed, you are secured, you got to go to the next level. This is how the motivation hierarchy works. Now that you are accepted in the community, you want responsibility and recognition. Is the next level. You want people to recognize your work. You want people to give you more responsibility. You are a manager, you are a supervisor, you are a mayor, you are a congressman. And these esteem needs become very important. Now that you are comfortable in the community, you want more and more recognition. You want more and more responsibilities. And that drives you. And you get motivated because you want to move on to the bigger and better things. It's like, why do you want to climb a mountain? Because it's there. Then comes the ultimate motivation, is self-actualization. Now you want to reach your maximum potential. You want to make a huge contribution to humanity, to your country, to your city, to your village, to your community, to your field of science, to your business. So the motivation comes from variety of levels. It begins with very low needs, low level needs, and then as you move on the ladder, you ultimately got to a point. You have full confidence, you are not being shaken up by anybody, nobody can take things away from you in terms of basic needs, safety, security, social status. You have more and more responsibilities. Now it's time to give. Now it is time to really build a very strong self and begin to make larger contribution. So if you look at safety and security, they go hand in hand. When you move away from that comfort zone, you got to build teams, relationship, loyalty, leadership, accountability, and ultimately a strong self, trust and confidence in yourself to be a leader. So all leaders go through this journey. You got to meet minimum need to take on to the next step. Maslow's pyramid is very well known. People discuss this all the time. I think it's important for all of us to understand from our own perspective what our needs are. For example, based on the family situation, we may get locked up in the bottom two slabs of the pyramid. That we spend our life guaranteeing security, safety, and minimum needs for the family and never get out of it. We may get lucky and get some social recognition in our community. We may then have the courage to get recognition and ultimately build a real leadership skill and self. So as a leader, when you motivate people, you need to understand all 5 levels. You need to understand where each one of your staff and team members stands. What motivates them? Some get motivated by money, others get motivated by recognition, others get motivated by more responsibility, more relationships, and some ultimately get motivated by raising their self. And those are the leaders you want to focus on. There's nothing wrong in being in any one of these areas. Sometimes life dictates where you start with. Parenting is a very important part of this. If you are born in a family where social status is given, recognition is given, you have a head start. But you can ruin that too by not having discipline, by not following ethics and character. But you have a head start because then you don't need to worry about day-to-day survival. I have found many times that those who come out of poverty struggle very hard, and their chances of success are much higher because they want to fight it. They are possessed with this idea of succeeding. Their motivation is much higher to go up the ladder because they have nothing to lose. And we must recognize when motivating people where they are, what their individual needs are. Each one has different needs, different requirements, and we must respect that, nurture it, support it, and help them achieve their individual dream. Thank you.